It has been some time since we have covered Warhammer 40,000 on the channel. We're going to do it today, and we're going to cover the new Space Marine 2 reveal that just popped up during the video game awards. I almost said movie awards. Video game awards of 2021. So let's just go ahead and dive into this. No more whatever the hell, fanfare, whatever. You can find a link to this in the description. I'm going to be turning the volume down so I don't get hit with any kind of copyright strikes or anything from YouTube. So we're just going to kind of watch this together. This volume is going to be pretty much on nothing, and we'll just kind of talk through some stuff, pause and go back, and then maybe talk a little about multiplayer, stuff like that. There's nothing really critical to reveal. There's no actual release date. If you go to the website linked at the end of this, it just says TBA, so we don't really know anything, just some screen caps and some screenshots from this, what we're about to watch right here together. Opens up with some glorious Thunderhawk action. Oh man, it doesn't even look like it's in 1080p right now. Let's get that action going. There we go. I feel like I'm watching Starship Troopers right now, just watching a Tyranids rip through. Oh, it's just holding by the head. Oh. Why send a squad when you can just send 3 badass Primaris, right? Oh my god, it's so sick. Oh, it's so sick. And nothing like hip checking a Termagant, Hormagant, and then sawing one in half. Oh my god. Goes for the swipe, in for the block. Why not do a little bit of a kneecap? Oh. Might as well double check that they're dead and just double tap everything in sight. And this is a really sick touch right here, right? How the Imperial Guardsmen are kind of like bowing down, looking up in reverence, and he's not even acknowledging it, which is interesting because in the books there really is, like, the Space Marines do at least somewhat not acknowledge the Imperial Guardsmen. God, look at this image, and there we go. We get Mark Strong himself looking just fierce, but we also get a little bit of gameplay too. So let's see after this portion where it pops out. Oh man, it's looking like it's gonna be pretty spicy here. So I'm pretty excited about this because it's like, obviously when you see this, well, in the fact that he is a Primaris, it means that he's gone across the lexicon, right? So the character from Space Marine 1 has jumped across, and he is now full on Primaris. That would make sense from a marketing standpoint when you're talking about Games Workshop, right? They want to pimp out that Primaris ass as much as possible. But here's something to think about. So we think of the end of Space Marine 1 and how, you know, there's the orcs, and you're fighting against orcs the entirety of Space Marine 1. And if you don't want me to spoil this for you, cover your ears for a little bit or mute it for 5 seconds. Chaos gets away, and that's not the antagonist here of 2. Okay, unmute. So we're seeing Tyranids here. And that's going to be an interesting thing to kind of deal with, right? Because it's something that's very different than, well, the orcs from the first one. And I'm very curious to see how that plays out in multiplayer. Because the multiplayer portion of Space Marine 1, if you did not play it, was actually amazing. It was really strong. It was kind of like, it was a combination of the style of Gears of War mixed with a little bit more of the pacing of Call of Duty, to be totally honest. And I think if I can remember correctly, you had kill streaks, kill streak rewards, if I can recall correctly, but you had a lot of customization, right? So your character didn't need to look like an Ultramarine like you will through the entirety of the campaign. Your character could look like a Blood Angel, like a Black Templar, or a Night Lord if you're talking about the Traitor Legions, which was really good. I mean, I honestly, while I enjoyed the story of Space Marine, and you can actually use mods for Space Marine 1 to play as a Blood Angel, I really loved the multiplayer, and the multiplayer is still active for Space Marine. So I'm hoping that we get a really cool, really strong, or even just a similar multiplayer for Space Marine 2. I mean, not broke, don't fix it. I swear to God, though, if they throw in a battle royale, that'll just disappoint me. But you can see too, he has 4 studs. He had 2 service studs in Space Marine 1. So he's been around for 200 additional years, right? So this guy looking a little bit more grizzled. He's seen a little bit more of the battlefields. So I'm really, really amped up here on Space Marine 2. I'm hoping that Mark Strong comes back to voice him. They haven't revealed whether or not he will be or not, but having him as the voice for the Space Marine and Space Marine 1 was an awesome little touch, right? Huge Mark Strong guy. But really stoked to see how this plays out. You can see that the campaign itself, when it comes to some of the gameplay, it looks essentially exactly like Space Marine 1, updated a little bit faster frames for the most part here, right? Since we're on the quote-unquote next gen, a lot better high poly and all that action. And it looks almost like we're playing like a Dynasty Warriors game, right? Like, look at the way he just wades through all of these Hormagaunts. Like, I'm really stoked to see how that action kind of plays out, and if we get a lot more variety, right? Like, I would love to see, I mean, clearly we see that he gets the jump pack, like you did in 1, but I'd love to see instances where, obviously you're not going to put yourself in a Dreadnought because then he would have to die, but in Terminator armor, or see him shooting from a Predator, or just some other stuff to kind of give you a sense, or maybe even a mission where you're not playing as him outright, you're playing as a tank crew or something like that, to give a little bit more spice to this narrative of saying, hey, you know, you can see how different it is in the 40k universe. It's not just simply Space Marines. You have these Land Raiders, you've got these Thunderhawks, Predators, whatever it is. You can see that grav shoot on his back, not grav shoot, the Primaris jump pack that is not called a jump pack, it's called like a grav pack or something. Or even seeing him in Gravis armor would be really sick, right? Since he is a Primaris, he's not a Space Marine anymore. He's no longer the original, the OGs. He's kind of made that, he's traversed the lexicon. So I'd like to see that and see him in a bunch of different iterations of being a Primaris. And that's kind of the big thing of being a Primaris, is their armor is supposed to be pretty modular. So seeing that kind of different shades of this would be pretty cool. So, needless to say, I am very excited for this. I think with the multiplayer too, it probably is going to be the exact same thing of Loyalist versus Traitor. It could be cool if there's a special mode where you have to find maybe the Lictor, and the Lictor can run around killing you, and it's like 10-on-1 and the Lictor can cloak or something like that. That would be a really cool different mode for the multiplayer portion of Space Marine 2. But I think as a whole, seeing the long-term support for Space Marine 1 as far as DLC and cosmetics has been, I hope to see that attached to Space Marine, or hope to see that attached as well to Space Marine 2, so we get a much longer form game to take advantage of all sorts of fun stuff. So looking forward to seeing more stuff on this. Like I said, we don't know anything. If you try to go to the website, it is going to just keep crashing on you. Hopefully they'll have some sort of beta, something like that, so we can get our hands on it early and try it out. Some sort of stress test in the multiplayer, whatever it is. But go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, what are you stoked on? Are you fired up for this? I know I was looking to see a Dark Tide reveal, hopefully, but they said there's not going to be any Dark Tide reveals on the Video Game Awards. But there was a new hero released for Vermintide, the Warrior Priest of Sigmar, for Salt Spire. So you can see some coverage of that going up on Indie Pride's channel of Milk and Cookies Total War. Go ahead and take a look on that. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I can't really help out with anything, but have a good one and take care.